everybody, welcome back to our channel. I'm Mel. I am half of Hustlin' Hooks with my husband Adine. If you have been following us along here or on Instagram under the same name, you know that we are part-time sellers, primarily on eBay, a little bit on Poshmark. Today is Tuesday, it's about 8 o'clock, and we have a lot to get done. Let's do it. Okay, so Adine and I both worked our regular jobs today. He works full-time, I work part-time, always Monday, Tuesdays, and today's a Tuesday. So we come home, we do a family walk, we have a family dinner, put the kid to bed, and that's really when we get to work during the week. So here's what we have on deck. If you have been following us for a while, you know that this corner used to be a catastrophe. It was just filled. I mean, we had a wall of boxes, no joke, just to keep our kid from hurting herself in all of our eBay madness. So now it's cleared out. As you can see, we're going to try really hard to keep it that way. Here are some of the things that we both got today, and our dog Toddy. Hey Toddy. We also have some orders to ship up. All of those shoes back there are on the pack up list. I've got some questions to answer on this tweed coat on eBay, and then it's just deciding what to process, and we'll go through some of the brands that we picked up today, what we look for, what we're gonna do, what our evening basically looks like as people who are doing this around other responsibilities. So here's everything that we're packing up tonight. A good amount of shoe sales. These ones sold on Posh. These are Danskos. They sent an offer. We went back and forth a couple times and we settled on 40. They're going to pay shipping, and otherwise it would have been about 8 to 10. The vintage Carhartt sweatshirt, it also sold on Posh. Took a lower offer of 22. We have $1 into this, and again, they're going to pay shipping, so the profit is still really good for us. These clogs sold for $37.50 on eBay. Picked them up last week. They're made in Sweden. They're this Hannah Anderson brand. So if you see that, check it out. Check the condition. See if it's worth it for you. These Nikes, we have $5 from the Goodwill, and they're very light. So they're going to ship first class, and they sold for $32. One thing with shoes, a good tip is if they do feel light, just throw them on your scale, because if they're light enough, you can just put them in a poly bag and save yourself a couple bucks in shipping. This really sweet Budweiser vintage sweatshirt, this sold for $40 on eBay. Nike sweatshirt as well, that sold for $28 on eBay. First time finding Madewell. It's just a simple t-shirt, but it's going to ship first class, and it sold for $22. This is second to last of a Furbies we got. We paid $10 a piece for them. This guy sold for $40, and they ship first class. Of course, pots and pans. Ooh. This is Revereware, little 1 quart, sold for $28. And then this Visionware, gonna have to wrap this up in bubble wrap over and over again. So this is a set. This is a 7-inch and a 10-inch, and they're this waffling on the bottom. If you see those are a good set to find. Those sold for 60 bucks, and we have about $6 into both of them. We don't always find them together. We'll find one and then wait, because the other one always just seems to turn up somehow. And the last thing is this Fisher-Price Pirate Ship. Very good condition. Doesn't have any of the action figures. Sold for $40. We picked it up at Goodwill for $5, and it'll be about $20 to ship. So here's the other half of Hustlin' Hooks, Adine, and his shipping element. What are we packing up?
I didn't know it was going to be on camera. I would have worn my nice clothes. Hi everyone.
Those are your nice clothes.
These are my favorite clothes. I have to figure out how to ship this ship. So I'll give you guys some packing tips in a moment. But right now, I'm just finding the right box, and unfortunately, it's going to have to be this big guy. So I'm going to tape up the bottom first, and then I will try to figure out if I'm going to lay it flat or set it up, and then how to protect it, and then I'll cut the box into a smaller size. So stay tuned. I'll bring this up to the table and show you some packing tips. So right now I'm just trying to figure out how to best fit this. I think it's going to be best if I lay it down. If I stand it up, if I go this way, it doesn't give me enough on this side and this side to pad it. So if I put it in the center, it's a lot of wasted space, right? So the smaller the box, the better it's going to be as far as shipping cost. So I think the best thing is going to be if I lay it flat, obviously I'm going to double bubble wrap it first. And then what I'll do is I'll take that trimming tool and kind of trim this height and then just kind of squish it down. So I'll walk you through that. So first step on this ship, I used industrial grade shrink wrap to give it some shape. That way it's a lot easier to bubble wrap. And this stuff you can find, you can buy it in bulk. It's not very expensive, but if you don't do that first, then it's going to be really difficult to try to bubble wrap, you know, all these awkward angles. So that's the first step. Now it's bubble wrap and then fit it in the box. Okay, now that it's been bubble wrapped, you can see it kind of has a square shape to it, which is nice. It'll fit pretty well in the bottom of this box. So all I'm going to do now is just trim, like I said, trim the box down. I'm going to leave the width in between here just so there's enough for me to pad, because it's, you know, it's a plastic piece and it could break if it's especially handled by those dang FedEx associates. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then the sides, I'm just gonna protect with craft paper, which is what we use to fill up any of our gaps when we package. So one thing that we use frequently is egg cartons. I eat like 6 eggs a day, so we go through a lot of egg cartons. So what I'm gonna do is put egg cartons on the bottom. That gives me less space to have to fill with paper. And it's also pretty sturdy. It just gives it a lot of protection. Here it is, finished product. So we'll weigh it, take measurements, and see how much it will cost us to ship it. It's not pretty, but it's definitely not the worst. I've sent out some pretty ugly boxes. It ended up being a much bigger box and heavier than I originally anticipated when I priced this. So it only sold for $40, but the shipping is going to be almost $25. Paid $5, so it only really leaves us like $8 to $12 profit, which is not great at all. But it's out of here and it's sold, and we move on to the next one.
Last is our little Furby friend. Just going to wrap him in a lot of bubble wrap, and then we have this little box here. All said and done, it should be under £1, so he'll ship for about $5. Okay, so here he is in the box, and I'm gonna fill it with some of these bubble patter thingies. Dean just got these from his coworker who knows what we do. And sometimes I'll pick them up from work too. We don't ever pay for these big ones like this. And then on the top, there's a little bit of room, and then I'll just package that with the craft paper again. All right, wrapped up the shipping. Total sales were $429, and on average, we get to keep about 60% of that. So not a bad day. Now we're going to move on to some processing, and we'll walk through some of our pickups from today. Okay, we're going to go through a couple of our pickups from today. We both went into Goodwill's. I made just a super quick dash on my lunch, and Dean hit a couple.
Yeah, I went to 3 of them today throughout the day.
Yes, we always try to thrift every day. Just gives us the best chance to find the best products in town. So good jeans haul today. We really like selling denim. We shoot for about $40 on average, so between $35, $45 shipped plus. A couple brands. This is Adriana Goldschmied. I always check the crotches for those because sometimes it gets worn down, but these were in good condition. Silver jeans. Between the two of us, we found 2 pairs. Those are a Buckle brand. They sell awesome. And Dean found a lot of this BKE brand. It's also Buckle, and we do really well with BKE. So anytime we find it, we're super happy with that.
Yeah, I think my theory is because there is a shopping mall that's really close to the Goodwill that we frequently go to, that shopping mall has a Buckle store in it. And like I've bought Buckle before, and I think I paid $120 for a pair of pants each. So the resale value is really good with that brand. And one of them actually is brand new with tags, which is pretty cool. And they wanted 70 originally for retail. So we should be able to get, you know, about 40 shipped for each one of those, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. I picked up this J. Crew. I don't pick up all J. Crew. I don't pick up the factory J. Crew. And this one is fall, which is the season right now. And it's also, I check the materials, it's 100% lamb's wool. So anytime something is 100% wool, it's a better pickup. And then I also got this is a men's puffer jacket by LL Bean. This should sell for about $50, and they wanted 6 for it at our Goodwill, so that was a no-brainer. And Dean got some really great condition pairs of shoes over here. We'll just mention a couple in this video. We love Keen. We love picking that up when we see it.
Yeah, here's a pair of industrial Keens. These are like a composite or steel toe. Really good condition, just need a little bit of cleaning. Melinda did a pretty nice job in a previous video of ours, if you want to check it out, where we detail like what we look for in shoes, but definitely heel wear, bottom wear is one of the things we look for. So these, I paid $7 for. They should sell for about 35 plus shipping. And then Sorel boots. Sorel is just a great brand overall. I didn't look these up, but I just know Sorel is a great brand to resell.
Yep, we always go through Sorels really fast. And also boots right now too. Again, seasonality.
Yeah, and then there's a pair of Timberland boots. They look pretty beat up, but they'll polish right up with a little bit of leather lotion. We've sold Timberland before. A pair of Merrell running shoes. Merrell is a great brand. And then another really great, kind of like a sleeper brand, this Salomon, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. These I looked up. They're excellent condition. I paid $10 for them. They should sell for about between 40 and 60 plus shipping, which is pretty awesome for a pair of shoes. And then Chuck Taylor All-Stars, they sell really quick for us. They're not a huge money item. They're like $25 plus ship, but it's we sell them pretty quickly.
Yeah, and the Chuck Taylors do better, which means those have the higher ankles.
Yeah, and it actually just says right on there, right? Chuck Taylor. So easy to identify, easy to look up. And then a couple more things.
Yeah, you want to talk about your pots and pans?
So these are all branded Emerald, and we've actually sold all of this stuff before. We found sets similar to it. So based off of our own comps, and they sold last time within 10 days, all of it did individually. So there's about 200 plus, maybe $225 in value plus shipping, and I paid $70. There was a listing for 85. I always ask if they will take lower, and they will. Emerald is a chef. We've talked about this brand before. Really higher end stuff, really heavy duty. There's a strip of copper in between them, in between the stainless steel. So we'll just polish them up a little bit, and we'll get those listed probably tonight. There's not a lot of work there. And then the last thing over here, these Nerf guns, $3 a piece. They sell for about 20, 25 plus shipping. Which is pretty good. Someone on Instagram actually told us that these cartridges actually might sell for more than the guns themselves. So we'll do some research on those, and we'll get those listed as well. And one last thing, if you want to pan over. Oh yeah, more pots and pans. So I picked this one up for $5. This is Revere Wear. Revere Wear, copper bottom, made in USA. We've sold a ton of this stuff, and we just continue to find it and sell it. Hashtag pots and pans if you follow us on Instagram. This one just needs to be cleaned up. We use Barkeeper's Friends to clean up the bottoms. And then today I found 2 lids, and these are Revere Wear lids, and you can tell by the knob on the top or handle. And I knew I was gonna find something to fit them on, and hey, look at that. So this adds about $10 of value to this single one. And then the other one I found for $4, another Revere Wear. This one's actually not copper bottom, which is kind of rare and strange, but it's definitely vintage and made USA, which is nice. So more pots and pans.
Yeah, and if you are new to our channel, we have a whole video on BOLOs for pots and pans. Yeah. Go search for it in our videos, and we guarantee if you have not picked up pots and pans before, after you watch it, you will put money in your pocket with them.
Yeah, for sure. Half an hour, take notes. Many have, and we've added hundreds, if not a couple thousand of dollars to people's pockets so far. One last thing I want to show. Today's haul was this guy. Pretty rare to find these. This is a 1999 Snowman. These blow molds do really well for us. This one is worth about 50, maybe closer to 80 plus shipping, as it's coming up to the holiday season. I just have to double check, open it up, or change the light bulb. I think it's a 30-inch, maybe 40-inch. Anyways, vintage blow molds do really well. One of the biggest scores we ever had was early on in our reseller career. We found a Tasmanian Devil blow mold that Melinda found just sitting on someone's porch. Long story, but we paid 10 bucks for it and we sold it for $475 shipped, and it cost us like 60 bucks to ship it. So 10 into 400, which was a pretty good flip. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and do some processing, get some pictures, do some scrubbing, all that good stuff. And at some point we'll end this video. I'm just not sure when.
So for these pots and pans, I'm just gonna take our steel wool, barkeeper's friend, and scrub it up.
Yeah, these are actually really good condition. We've had some pretty nasty ones come up along the way or come our way. But you can see, like, as she's scrubbing that up, you can see the copper is kind of dull. So what ends up happening is after she's done scrubbing, it really just polishes it up, and you can already see the effect without the rinse. So we'll show it to you just in a minute here.
And the reason I'm wearing a glove is because I've just washed so many pots and pans, and we do things in bulk batches. So when I was washing my hands, they would just get wrecked, and like they were like black from the steel wool and all the crap getting in there, and just awful. So if you're going to be doing a lot, I just recommend, this is just a gardening glove that I pulled out of my collection, so nothing fancy.
Okay, so that, I think it took 2.5 minutes. So here's one as is that hasn't been cleaned up on the bottom. And then this one that just finished, and you can see the difference. So take a look at that copper difference. Here's the polished up, and here's the one that's not. The one that's not is almost black. So that's why we take a couple minutes each, polish them up, and get them ready for sale. So we'll wrap these ones up. They should be listed tonight. I'm gonna list a bunch of those Nerf guns and some other things as well. Okay, so we had a recent question from one of our viewers on how we take pictures of our items. So it really just all depends on what the item is, but here's an example. This is just a emerald pot. So there's going to be one classic picture of the whole thing. When we do pots and pans with lids, we typically we'll do a side shot, a top, and then we'll do an inside. And then we'll do, one with the lid and the pot. We'll do a side shot, definitely showing the brand. And here, because this is a copper bottom, we definitely want to highlight that. And then we'll do a bottom shot. So this will be another photo without the lid, like this. And we'll do a close-up where it actually tells you what it is, which is an Emerald 2-quart. And that's pretty much it. So it really just depends on what it is, but we kind of have a system down based off of the type of item. The thing that you really want to keep in mind is that you are trying to make a sale. And if you're on the other end, what would make you more comfortable, right? Let's say we had this listing and it was just this one picture and that's it. Would you be more comfortable? Let's say everything else is the same price, same shipping cost, everything is the same thing. But would you be more comfortable if there was 7 or 12 pictures of this item showing you all the details, all the flaws, etc.? Personally, if I'm shopping, I would be more comfortable seeing all of the images so I know exactly what I'm getting. And that's the other thing too. If this had any deep scratches or dents or anything, I will definitely take pictures of that and display it as well. Hopefully that helps as far as how to take pictures. All right, so I think that'll do it for this video. So we went through some sales, a couple of packing tips, a couple of items that we sourced. Just want to say thank you, of course, to everyone that's been along for the journey since the start, and especially everyone that's brand new. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys tagging along.
Yeah, so we hope for the new subscribers here, this video showed you what our real underlying purpose is, which is to provide tips and helpful information on how anybody can do this and make money at it. Obviously, you saw our house. It's not perfect. We don't have the perfect setup at the moment, and we're working on making it better constantly. But if you're just working out of your house and all you have are your nights, you can do it too. And hopefully that video was demonstrative of that.
Yeah, and special thanks to John, Cincinnati Picker. We really do appreciate you giving us the love on your latest video. That's really kind of you. We are forever grateful. We just want to add value to the community. We are on Instagram. We're very active. So if you guys are not following us there, go on over to Instagram, follow us, ask us any questions, anytime. We're pretty good about getting back to you pretty quickly. And yeah, again, thanks. And you know, one last thing I'll say. Melinda said, you know, anyone can do this. It's you really can. And we've sold over $80,000, and this is our 13th month starting from scratch. So
that's right. In our second full year, we are projecting to have a 6-figure sales year.
Yeah, we're projecting between 110 120,000 in between life, right? And so you can do it. You definitely can. Anyways, enough babbling. Thank you so much. You guys take care.
See you next time.